This is Marvel Universe Build-A-Figure Collection Hit Monkey Series Marvel Legends Archangel. The figure is part of the first wave of the 2013 Marvel Legends figures from Hasbro. Before we begin, here is a quick look at the packaging. Fantastic artwork. Still don't know who this guy is. Somebody tell me. I know it, but I just forgot. Somebody refresh my memory on who the guy who's responsible for this phenomenal artwork. Now the figure does not actually come with a Hit Monkey Build-A-Figure part. He and Wolverine and Cap, and Ultimate's Cap, they don't come with any of the parts. Only 3 other figures come with it. If you want to know, just go check out my Hit Monkey review. Alright, this is probably the most difficult figure to hunt down in this wave, and probably the most difficult figure to hunt down for the Marvel Legends line since it returned last year in 2012 and now in 2013, because everybody wants this guy, and rightfully so. This is a phenomenal figure. It is on top of the fact that it has a ton of plastic. The sculpt is amazing. Look at that guy. That is Warren Worthington III, Archangel, the Horseman of Death, Apocalypse's Horseman of Death. This guy's had a very, very colorful life in the comic books. If you read the 4 Horsemen of Apocalypse saga, where that's how he came about with his metal wings. If you read the Dark Angel saga, which just happened 2012 from the Uncanny X-Force comic book by Remender. Amazing storyline and story arcs for this figure. Now, for those of you who still don't know who this guy is, this guy's Warren Worthington III, and he used to be called Angel. He used to have real wings, and then he was shot down. The wings had to be amputated, and Apocalypse chose him to be the Horseman of Death, gave him metal wings which shoot out those metal feathers and whatnot. And then he became the Dark Angel because he ascended into Apocalypse, and then Betsy had to kill him, and then he was resurrected with his memory erased, but then he remembered everything. Now he's back to being Angel with metal wings. So, on to this figure. Paint apps are phenomenal. Just wonderful, wonderful paint apps. I mean, I would have probably wanted a less metallic purple to his the usual design that he's had on his suit. I would have wanted a matte finish, but you know, metallic, it's fine. I don't really care. Just to give you an idea, this figure, I mean, in the Marvel Universe line, the 3 3/4 figure was also one of the more sought-after figures. Very, very difficult to find. And now that he's in the 6-inch line, he's doubly more difficult to find, I think. This was way back in 2006, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me. 2006 or 2004. This was at the point when I was just starting to get back into collecting, and this was a figure done by Toy Biz. I think 2004 or 6 here in Manila, but 2004 elsewhere. It was okay. It was a decent representation. I liked the wing sculpt on this one, but the figure itself had a lot of issues to it. But it was a, you know, it was a milestone for where Marvel had taken this particular character to. And you know, back then in the early 2000s, collecting wasn't on social networking sites, and I was actually able to get this one at half off. He was being sold for, I don't know, $10 or something like that, $9, and I got him for like something like $4.50 or $4, some ridiculously low price, because he was on clearance. And back then people didn't know where Marvel was headed. Then Hasbro bought Toy Biz, and they started making Marvel figures. So anyway, this one's not bad, but this one is a heck of a lot of an improvement on the Toy Biz version. Let's start with the pros on this one. Great sculpt, great paint apps, great wing sculpt. Articulation on the figure is amazing. He's got a ball jointed neck on a hinge. He's got this ab crunch, ratcheting ab crunch, waist swivel, ball hinge shoulders, bicep swivel, double hinge elbows, ball hinge wrist. He's got a ball jointed hip, thigh swivel, double hinge knees, calf swivel, ball hinge ankles with rocker joints. The wings, they do come disassembled and they need to be assembled. Just like that, it's easy, no sweat. There's some articulation on the wing, actually a lot of articulation on the wings. You can rotate it if you want because of the peg. There's a hinge here that hinges both the pair of wings, a smaller wing and a bigger wing. There's another hinge here, which is nice because you can actually fold in the wings and have him in that position, which this figure cannot do. I mean, this is a very iconic looking pose for Archangel when he has his wings like him, like a cowl or a cape, like a cape or a cloak. So that's pretty cool. So again, there's just so many superlatives to describe this figure and how awesome it is and how very difficult it is to find this guy. Now, a little bit of some negatives, some issues with this figure. It's not perfect. I still want to give it a 10 out of 10, but there are some issues, and the issues that I have are just nitpicking. I mean, they're very minor. First up is he just looks like he's a little bit short. I mean, Warren Worthington III is supposed to be 6 feet tall, I think. I'm not sure. And he just looks kind of short. Here he is with Ultimate's cap, and as you can see, he's about a couple of millimeters short. He should be about this tall, if I'm not mistaken, or just about the same size as Cap. And she should be a little bit lankier, thinner, more slender. But it's nitpicking. The hands, I wish this was a closed fist, and this one was like an open hand, like he was like making a karate chop. That way you could pose him soaring instead of having like a pistol grip. I mean, Archangel doesn't use guns, I think, from what I've read. And then lastly, the wings. The wings are great as it is. Don't get me wrong. You get a 10 out of 10. They close up like that. Pretty cool. Much like the Marvel Universe one. I don't have the Marvel Universe to show it to you because I've not opened it. Still waiting for the double. I wish the wings had another hinge. Like, okay, he could fold here, but then there would be another hinge over here. That if actually he does have another hinge. Yeah, but it doesn't. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. There is a hinge, but the hinge is negated because of the fact that there's just so little clearance that he can't really open up the wings. Not like this toy in particular. This one can actually spread the wings like that to have an even wider wingspan, which is actually what's missing with this figure. But this one, because of that hinge, cannot close in onto itself and cover Archangel. So, it's not that much of a con or a negative onto this figure because, in fact, he does have that hinge. My bad, I failed to see that. And there is probably a way to pose it so that he can have the maximum wingspan, but still, it's not the wide wingspan that you're looking for when you're going to pose this guy in flight. And again, it's very minor, very, very nitpicky on my part. And again, as I said, this is one of the best Marvel Legends figures that Hasbro has ever produced. And if you see it on the shelf, I don't think you need time to think about it. It is an automatic pickup. You've got to get this guy. The only reason you're not going to get this guy is if you absolutely hate the X-Men, Archangel, and Marvel Legends toys. That's the only reason. If you're a big fan of Marvel and the Marvel Legends 6-inch toys, this has got to be one of your top priorities on your must-have lists. So anyway, that's my thing. I still get 10 out of 10. Very hard figure to come by. Consider yourself lucky if you actually have one. If you like this video review, please click the thumbs up icon at the bottom. Follow me on Twitter, Keek, Instagram. Instagram is my latest toy sightings. Twitter, I post all the stuff I purchase, so you guys don't have to ask me if are you going to get this one? Have you picked up this one? They're all on Twitter. And check out my videos on YouTube on FX France and Chefatron. Both those channels I do upload videos, as well as the videos I submit to Tech Sushi. This has been the Marvel Universe Build-A-Figure collection from the hit monkey series, Marvel Legends Archangel. Thanks for watching.